Hello everyone, I'm Joanne Ameya and welcome to another episode of Woman Rising TV. I am here to talk about the full moon in Gemini and our ability to communicate even better. So the full moon is asking us to express ourselves, to expand ourselves, to be in our fullness, to be in our light and illumination. And when it's combined with Gemini, Gemini is asking us to communicate, to speak our truth really clearly. So we have this opportunity to expand into speaking our truth. It's really a powerful invitation. And I know that many women struggle with this conversation. How do we communicate clearly? How do we actually own our needs, own our desires? How do we speak in a way that lands for other people? How do we get really vulnerable and intimate with ourselves so that we can speak? So it's a huge conversation, and I want to just touch on a couple pieces and give you some flower essences that might be really supportive to you during this time. So if you think about the chakra system, there's 7 main chakras, the root chakra all the way to the crown chakra, and each chakra builds on itself. So if there's trauma and wounding in the first chakra, it affects the second chakra's ability to be whole and be functioning in its most optimal way. If there's wounding and trauma in the second chakra, it affects the third chakra and our ability to project ourselves out into the world, and on and on and on and on. So if we think about the throat chakra, which is really the place from which we speak, we must think about the heart chakra, which is right below it. So if there's closures in the heart, if there's wounding around the heart, it's going to affect how we speak. And most of the time, the way in which we speak is going to come from that place of closure, armor, wounding. So we might tend to hold back. We might speak a little bit, but kind of hold back most other things. We might tend to be reactionary. So rather than just really dropping into a vulnerable heart-centered space, we speak from our place of anger or pain or frustration or irritation or sadness. So this invitation is to really connect with your come from. So when you speak, where are you coming from? Are you coming from wound? Are you coming from love? So if you can take a sacred pause when you're communicating or before you communicate and access the place in yourself that is pure love, total divine, feminine, holy spirit, that which you truly are. If you can connect into that space and use that as the place that then lifts the energies forward so that you speak from that place, your interactions will be that much more powerful, that much more potent, and your communication will be really clear. So sometimes we think we're being clear and we're not. Sometimes we think we're not being in reaction and we are. So this is really the opportunity again for us to get really intimate with ourselves, to get really vulnerable with ourselves, to understand that our needs and our desires are a priority and they must be spoken. And so again, the reason I say this is such a big conversation for women is that there's so many reasons why we don't communicate clearly. If it was just that we needed a little support getting the words out, that's one thing. But for most of us, there's the underlying reasons why it's so hard. So maybe we don't feel good enough. Maybe we feel unsafe. Maybe we've never had anyone really hear us. Maybe we've never felt like we were a priority. Maybe we never prioritized our own selves. So we have to get to the deeper reasons why. So when you're connecting with your partner, when you're wanting to talk to a dear sister, when you're wanting to talk to your boss, your coworker, no matter who the person is in your life, you have to look at like what's underneath. Why are you not communicating as clearly, as eloquently, as truthfully as you want? And for each of us, there's a different story why. And I wanted to share some flower essences because they really get to touch into that root piece. They get to touch into that place of why. So if it's just that you want a little more support being able to speak your truth, then the 2 flower essences I highly recommend are lobelia or snapdragon. And if you've ever seen snapdragon, it literally looks like an open mouth. So it really helps the mouth to open and speak. And lobelia also helps to just get it out, to just be able to move that energy through your mouth, through your lips, that's present in your body and out. And then if it's something deeper, which for most of us it will be, then there's other flower essences. So if you don't feel worthy to communicate your needs, if you feel like your self-worth is compromised, and that's part of why you're not speaking, then Missouri Primrose and Buttercup will be incredible allies for you. If you feel like your edges are hardened from years of protecting yourself, and so you want to be able to let go of the armor and soften a little bit, Marshmallow is a great flower essence for you to soften so that you can then speak. If you're like many women who have deep guilt imprints, you're a people pleaser, you're a caretaker, you put everyone's needs and desires up here and yours are down here and you never get to down here, then Hyssop is going to be an incredible flower essence for you. If you don't feel safe, if you've had experiences in your life where you've spoken your truth and you've been ridiculed for that, or you've been violated in some way, then cedar, actually the tree, cedar tree, will really help you to be able to feel safe enough to speak. So part of this conversation is really owning for yourself, being really honest. Why is it that I'm not speaking my truth? What's blocking me from fully expressing myself? And then from that point, choosing flower essences that can help you. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What happens to you during this full moon in Gemini? Is she kind of nudging you forward to really own your story, to speak your needs, to speak your priority, to claim yourself as the divine feminine and everything that moves through you as this place from which you can then speak? And how do the flower essences help you? And I'd love to also know, are you coming from this place of love? Are you accessing the heart chakra as the foundation for your throat, for you to speak? So please let us know in the comments below. I really hope this helps you. I know with the holidays coming up, this is big for all of us. We're going to be pushed to some of our edges and asked to really be able to communicate clearly, effortlessly, powerfully, beautifully, and these will all help you to do so. So sending you so much love, and I'll see you next time on Woman Rising TV.